The Bible says, "Fill your hungry soul with what's good." When we eat, we share, we grow. Every meal is a chance to be fed and to feed someone else. Life is like cooking. When it works, it doesn't matter if the process is fancy or simple. Good food and a life well lived comes down to how much heart you put in. Welcome back. This time around, we're going to be making homemade hamburger buns. And I'm super excited about this because a lot of times when people think vegetarian, they think, oh, you can't grill outside. There's no reason for you to even own a grill. And I'm here to tell you that as a vegetarian family, we really do grill outside quite a bit. We grill our veggies, and right now our favorite burger is the Beyond Burger. And those grill up so wonderfully outside. And they even have sausages, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's so many things that you can cook out on the grill. And so our family, like all families during the summer, we're outside a lot grilling. And one of our favorite things, like I said, is hamburgers. And I love to make my very own hamburger buns. They come together really fast, really easy, and they make all the difference in the world when you just have that fresh hamburger bun surrounding that really yummy grilled burger. So let's get started making these homemade hamburger buns. So we want to start with 1 cup of warm water. Now you don't want it to be too hot. You want to be able to sort of stick your finger in it and have it feel like lukewarm, maybe tepid bath water. The reason we don't want the water too hot is because it kills the yeast. So start with 1 cup lukewarm water. Next we want to add 2 tablespoons of Active Dry Yeast. We're going to just sprinkle that right on top so that it has a chance to bloom. Then we want to add some sugar. You're going to want to let that sit for about 5 minutes until the yeast proofs and you see it kind of bloom and there's a little bit of foam around it. Now we want to add our egg, salt, and flour. So now that it's done mixing, we want to take a little bit of flour on our surface. I always like to put a little bit of flour on my hand to kind of ease it out of the bowl. And we're going to need this for just a couple of minutes until it's really nice and smooth and elastic. So a little bit more on top, and remember, take all your rings off. We're looking for a very smooth, very elastic dough. If you watched my very first video ever, you saw that I was kneading bread, and it is one of my favorite things to do. It's just very meditative, and it's just very fulfilling for me to sit here and do this. But when I got to thinking about what I was going to share with you this time, it got me thinking about how much I love these hamburger buns, and I thought, wow, you know, it really is important what we surround things with. And it's really important in our everyday lives what we surround our day-to-day lives with. What friends do you surround yourself with? What kind of home do you keep? Is it a home that makes you kind of crazy when you're there because there's a lot to do, or it's maybe a little bit cluttered, or maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like it neat and you think better if you have a cluttered office because you know where everything is at. But take a minute and think about our surroundings. Is it comfortable? Is it conducive to spiritual thinking? Is it conducive to calmness? Is it conducive to creativity? And I love the idea of taking the idea of a simple hamburger bun that surrounds your veggie patty or your bean patty, or if you're a meat eater, your meat patty, and making that the best that we can, and how so much of everything is in life is like everything else. So take a minute today and surround yourself with something beautiful. Surround yourself with loving people and friends and family that build you up and love you so, so much. And I just think that's a wonderful thought for today. What do you think? Now that your dough is ready and it's smooth and elastic, we want to cut it into 12 separate pieces. So I like to do that by just cutting it in half, and then cutting those halves in halves, and then taking each one of these and kind of eyeball it a little bit and cut those in threes. So now we want to form these into what is going to be our hamburger buns. So what you want to do is kind of fold them in on themselves. Make it into a ball and then fold it in on itself and form it into the shape that you think a hamburger bun should be. So a little bit domed on the top, a little bit flat. Make sure the bottom is all flat and taken care of, and then right onto the tray. And we're just going to keep doing this until all 12 are done. Now the beauty of these hamburger buns is that they don't need to rise for too long. You notice that we didn't do a first rise, we just went right into forming them. So what you're going to want to do is just let them rise from about 10 to 20 minutes or so until they're about doubled or about the size that you think a hamburger bun should be. So keep an eye on them, cover them with a light cloth to keep them warm and put them in a warm, dry place. So now that they've had a chance to rise, we want to take a look and see what they turned out like. Oh, and that's perfect. They're the perfect size for the hamburgers, and they're going to get even a little bit bigger once we put them in the oven. But before we do that, let's give them a little bit of an egg wash so that we have them nice and brown when they come out. At this point, if you wanted to add anything like sea salt or sesame seeds, or Trader Joe's has an excellent everything spice, and it has like garlic and onions. It's for like everything bagels, but you could put that on top of this. You can do anything. We're just going to make them plain today, but you can get as creative as you want. The egg wash is going to help everything to stick. Now it's into the oven at 425 degrees for 8 to 12 minutes. Look how beautiful these turned out. Again, they're really super easy. They come together in less than an hour, and you'll be so happy that you made fresh hamburger buns for your family. I hope you really enjoy these. I hope you enjoy them as much as our family does. Thanks for watching. You can find the full recipe in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.